Hello, I'm Christina. Today I want to talk about Larry Page, who is the Google's founder. Do you guys know where's Google's headquarters? Okay, let me tell you. The Google's headquarters is in Mountain View, California. However, today I want to do something fun. I want to bring you guys to Seattle, Google's office. So, let's take a look. This is the first building. It's for the badge. Let's cross the street. Today is Saturday, so they're closed. So let's go ahead to interview one of my friends who is working in Google.
Hi, how are you, Andy?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Can I ask you a couple of questions about the Google for my final project?
Sure.
How do you think about your company Google's culture and your management leadership?
I think Google's culture is informal and equal, and our management leadership operates with very little bureaucracy, so that encourages engineers to develop good ideas at a faster pace.
Well, would you please give me some example of your company's principles and what's the difference than other company?
I think we have some very crucial company principles. So the first one, we focus on the end user. So we put our thought at the end user and solve problems from the user's point of view. And the other one is the faster is better. We think speed matters to business, so the whole company works and moves really fast. You could be working on something today and present to the world by tomorrow. And also, we think bureaucracy kills good ideas, so we have very flat company structure to make sure that the company is democratic. Anyone could speak for their ideas.
Wow, sounds good. So, do you like to work in Google at all?
Yeah, of course.
Doug, then what kind of CEO, or do you think he'll be a different kind of CEO this time around? Do you expect any changes?
Well, I think Larry's probably mellowed a little bit since the last time he was CEO. About a month before Eric started as CEO in 2001, Larry did a reorganization of the engineering department, and that did not go very smoothly. He was not happy with the project management role that was in place at that time. We had a group of project managers who were not themselves engineers, and they were overseeing the engineering staff. And Larry felt that they were buffering a little bit too much. He wanted more direct control. So he called a meeting of all the engineering staff, and he let the project managers know at that time that he really didn't want their function to exist anymore. And that was the first they'd heard about it in a very public meeting, and there was a lot of pushback from the engineers themselves. So I think...
Why did they push back?
Well, they liked working with the project managers, partly because they sheltered them from Larry and Sergey, who would sometimes give them demands that would take them away from what they felt they should be working on.
Ah, I see. Did Larry eventually get rid of these project managers?
They were moved into another group ultimately, but I think he took a lesson from that, and I think he's been watching Eric for 10 years, and I think Eric is a much smoother administrator, much smoother manager. So Larry's a very sharp guy. I think he's probably picked up some tips.
What is the biggest threat to Google's continued success? So to help me give it from the horse's mouth, how should I answer that?
Google. The problems in a company of Google's scale are always internal at some level.
Yeah, that's why I said Google.
Larry.
So actually, I've been saying something like that. So thanks.
So Larry actually, you didn't sort of talk about your management memo, but one of the things that he did after he became CEO in correcting all the messes that I handed to him, were he wrote a very, very defined memo about innovation, how decisions are made, and so forth. And it's large companies are their own worst enemy because internally they know what they should do, but they don't do it. And if I may say, my business partner and close friend Larry, what does he do all day? He's doing that. He's in there forcing the discussion, forcing the choice, and forcing the resolution, right? Sort of with his sort of unique talents. And I think that will ultimately determine how hugely successful Google is or not.
Yeah, one of the interesting things we noticed was that companies correlate on decision making and speed of decision making. There are basically no companies that have good slow decisions. There are only companies that have good, fast decisions. And so I think that's also a natural thing. As companies get bigger, they tend to slow down decision making. And that's pretty tragic.